Welcome to a nice, simple, good grounding practice. I've been doing a lot of technical stuff and chairs and blocks and walls and studying of joints recently, and I thought it'd be nice to come back to something simple where we can integrate all that stuff and more with an energy of bhakti, of devotion, of surrender, of receiving, moving away from the technical, scientific explorations. So gathering all of your yoga kit and let's come and meet on the mat in Sukhasana. Sitting tall and straight, the eyelids gently closing, the shoulders releasing down the back, the brain releasing so that it's moving away from the inner edges of the skull. It's not pressing outwards. Soft, smooth inhalations and soft, smooth exhalations. Relaxing the feet and the ankles, relaxing the knees, relaxing the thighs. Soft, smooth inhalations, soft, smooth exhalations. And then lifting the hands up and pressing the palms together, keeping the smoothness of that breath. The face becoming softer, quieter, and starting our practice together with one Om. Inhale. Om. And releasing, opening the eyelids. And coming straight forward to Yoga Mudrasana in Sukhasana. With the exhalation, walking the fingertips forward, stretching the arms straight, making sure the elbows are really straight, that the outer elbows are being sucked into the elbow joint. And then lowering the head so the back of the neck is long. Soft, smooth inhalations and exhalations. Let the exhale remind the outer thighs and the back hips to ground to the earth. Let the inhale bring that length from the anchoring, that energy stretching forward. And then gently walking our hands back up and changing the cross of our ankles. Coming forward to Yoga Mudrasana with the stream of exhalation. Lift the forearms again. Check that the elbows are straight. And move the right shoulder away from the right ear and the left shoulder away from the left ear. Lowering the head so the back of the neck is long. The face is quiet. And that smooth and even breath cycle coursing through us, guiding the movement. Each exhale grounding the outer thighs, the hips to the earth. And each inhale bringing that length and then rising back up. And coming to Vajrasana with the toes turned under. So greeting the roots of our toes and sitting down on the heels, feeling them splay underneath us. Bringing the hands behind, interlocking the fingers, and as we open the toes, let's also open the sternum plate. Rolling the front shoulders back, lengthening the collarbones, and let each inhale bring more life to the sternum plate, lifting it up and broadening it towards the sky. And 2, keep pressing into the toes. And 1, releasing, just give the toes a little break. Coming back down for the other side, sitting, reaching with your hands if needed to really move the toes forward so you can really be on the joints of the toes and finding the heel pressure. Hands behind, changing the interlock of those fingers, lifting the arms up as we roll those front shoulders back, becoming more sensitive to the space that's being cleared, the sternum plate area lifting and broadening with each inhale. And then exhaling and releasing. Finding our first Adho Mukha Svan, downward dog. We're going to come into it with lifted heels and bent knees. So keeping them bent specifically. Spreading the palms, spreading the fingers. Finding Adho Mukha Svan. Now lift the heels up really high. So we're still in the joints of the toes here. Lift the buttocks up, but keep the knees bent. Breathing, feeling, relax the head completely. Now charge the arms and begin to push yourselves away from the heels of the hands. See how there's a moving back, the weight of the pose is moving back out of the hands instead of feeling that you're collapsing into them. Keep pushing away from the heels of the hands, stretching the arms, becoming aware of the back body, the shoulder blades, the back ribs. Can we press them in more? Relift the heels, they have a tendency to drop. And then exhale and releasing and coming down onto the hands and knees. Gomukha Svan, lifting the left knee up and crossing it behind the right. Now we're going to come and sit on the floor, and if that is too painful for you, you're going to take some blankets and put them underneath your buttocks so the floor is made higher for you. Evening out the feet. And then coming forward with an exhalation, Yoga Mudrasana in Gomukha Svan 3. Keep walking the fingertips forward. And keep checking on the elbows. And then the shoulders, that they're not hunching up to the ears, creating space there. Each exhale grounding the thighs, the hips, the buttocks to the mat. And each inhale walking those fingertips forward, getting more length. And the chin eventually can rest on that front right kneecap. Soft, smooth inhalations and exhalations. Keep relaxing the face, relaxing all of the little muscles around the eyes. Hands coming back up in order to change sides. So coming back onto the hands and knees, uncrossing our legs and changing the cross, right knee behind the left, widen those feet apart, remembering to take support as needed, evening out the feet as best as our hips will allow, And with an exhalation, coming forward, Yoga Mudrasan in Adho Mukha Svan 3. Really riding that exhalation into the pose. And then with the eyes checking on the arms, lifting the forearms up, making sure the elbows are straight, that we're broadening the shoulders down away from the ears. The shoulder blades are moving down the back. Allowing the chin to rest on the knee if it can be there, and softening the face. Being with smooth and even breath cycles. And each part of the breath having a purpose. The exhalation grounding the outer thighs, the hips to the mat. And the inhalation bringing that lengthingness. And then coming back up, back onto our hands and knees, and uncrossing. Time for our second Adho Mukha Svan. This time we're going to do it with straight legs, but the heels still lifted. So let me just tuck in a little bit here. There we go. Spreading the palms, the fingers widely. Lining the knees up with the hands, turning the toes under. And with an exhalation, pushing back, first of all stretching the arms, lifting the heels, inhale, and with an exhalation straightening the legs. Keep the heels lifted as high as possible. See if you could think of lifting the toes up as well, so you're really on the balls of the feet. Stretch the arms and stretch the legs, and relax the neck and head. Re-stretch the arms, re-stretch the legs, and re-relax the neck and head. Check that the shoulders are still broad, that the right shoulder is moving to the right and down away from the ear, and the left shoulder is moving to the left away from the ear, and the shoulder blades are moving down the back, and we're pushing ourselves away from the heels of the hands continually so that the weight of our downward dog is moving back. And 3, and 2, and 1. Exhale and releasing and coming down. Okay, we're going to take a strap now and come to Supta Garuda, opening up the legs and a little bit more of the hips in our Parivrtta. So we need a little loop in our strap. Just enough for the foot lying down. Whoop, there we go. Supta Garuda. Lifting the right leg up. The loop going over the foot. Straightening that leg. Firming the legs. Even though we're lying down, the legs are firm, the muscles are wrapping around the skeletal structure of the legs. Sliding the arms back so that they're straight on the floor behind us, and we feel that beautiful openness in the armpit area and in the ribs underneath the armpits, the side ribs. With each inhale, try to lift the side ribs off the lungs. And as you exhale, keep that expansion. Don't let it close down. The left heel is firm. Breathing. See if we can bring the leg a little bit closer. Really feeling the back of that right knee open. And now lateral Supta Garuda, so the right hand comes up and holds the strap as close as possible to the foot. Then we bring the leg towards us and to the right, towards us and to the right. the muscles are still gripping around the bones, not releasing their grip. Trying as much as possible to have the foot in line with the shoulder, even if that means that you're further away from the floor, pulling that foot up. Connecting with that smooth breath again without releasing the contraction. Press the left heel firmly. Suck the outer right thigh upwards to the outer thigh bone. And visualize and feel from that visualization the triangle of the pubic bone broadening. Relax the face from all effort. And then bringing the leg back up. Parivrtta Supta. The left hand holds the strap as high as possible to the foot. Keep this heel on the floor firm. Keep pushing out the length of this leg. Don't let the knee bend on you. And slowly bring the leg towards us and across, towards us and across, towards us and across, until we find our final resting point. Just like lateral Padangusthasana that we just did, we want this foot to come up as high as possible, to be in line with the shoulder, even if it means you're further away from the floor. And now begin to turn the abdomen, the lungs, the trunk, and then the head to the right, away from that leg, so that we're not only opening the back right hip, but we're gently twisting the organs. Soft, smooth inhalations and exhalations. And then bringing the leg back up, taking the strap off, and finding Supta Tadasana, this middle zone, place of balance and evenness, before changing sides. Loop on the left foot, straightening that leg completely as much as we can, sliding the arms down behind, feeling that beautiful length here. The right heel is firm, the right thigh is rolling in. Through the stretching of the arms, we feel the armpit area opening and the side ribs underneath the armpits. With the inhale, try to broaden those side ribs, to lift them off the lungs. And when we exhale, keep that broadness. Don't let them close down again. See if we can bring the left leg even closer. Keep opening the back of that left knee. The right heel firm. And now, time for lateral Supta Padangusthasana. The left hand holds the strap as close as possible to the foot. The legs are straight. The muscles are firmly wrapped around the bones as we bring the leg towards us and to the left. Towards us and to the left until the elbow can support us. Then again, with the exhalation, connect with the straightness of the legs and exhale out both length of the legs and out through the soles of the feet. Little flames coming out of the soles of the feet. Find the outside edge of that left thigh and grip it up so that we can tame the outer hip, the outer thigh. And find the triangular shape of the pubic bone broadening. And then bringing the leg back up. And Parivrtta Supta. So the right hand now holds the strap as close as possible. Don't let this knee bend. Straighten, be alert. And let's begin pulling the leg towards us and across. Towards us and across. Keeping that right heel firm. Smooth and even breath cycles, the face relaxed, even though the legs are firm, and we may be feeling a lot in this left back hip. And now with the exhalation, let's add in that twisting action, where the abdomen is twisting to the right, all of the organs inside. The lungs, to the left. The lungs are twisting to the left. Our head is turning and twisting to the left. And then bring that leg back up. And exhale. And releasing. Bending both knees now. Let's take the opening of the back hip into a little bit more depth. We're going to lift the right leg up and put the outer ankle on the front of that thigh. And then bringing our hands behind, interlocking the fingers behind the left knee. And beginning to draw that left thigh towards us. And the right elbow can position itself just here on the inner right knee and push the inner knee away as the thigh comes towards us. Keeping the legs where they are, release the hands. And slide your arms underneath the calf. Stretching the arms up, palms to the sky. The right arm underneath the right knee, the left arm by the left ankle. And now just bending the elbows and increasing the pressure. Getting a little bit deeper, soft, smooth inhalations and exhalations. And undoing, and feet to the floor. Finding neutralness, make sure the lower back is connected to the mat. And now, left leg, outer ankle on the front of that knee. We want the inner thigh to roll open. That's why we want the inner knee to move away from us as we come forward. So, interlocking the fingers behind that right knee. And as we draw the right leg towards us, our left elbow can just gently push against the left inner knee, pushing it away as the thigh comes closer. And then the hands are going to change, keeping the legs where they are. The hands come underneath the calf, right to the crook of the elbow, palms turning up. Each arm has the knee or the ankle. So the hands are separated, the arms are separated. And now just bending those elbows so we can see the palms coming towards us. Going deeper. Riding that exhalation into more depth. and uncrossing ourselves and coming back to neutral position. Okay, we're going to do some supine twists, and we're going to turn so that our shoulders and arms are in line with the long edge of the mat, like this. So we're in the middle. And then we're taking the strap, and we're going to put that strap around our legs, just to hold them into position, which in turn is going to help the abdominal cavity relax more deeply. So the strap coming right to the root of the thighs. So you don't want to just strap up by the knees, you want to go lower. And go ahead and tighten up. Then stretching the arms, and with our hands holding the mat and pulling the mat away. So the right hand is moving to the right, the left hand is moving to the left. So the arms are active. They have a purpose. Inhaling and exhaling the knees to the right elbow. Inhaling and exhaling, turning the abdomen, the trunk, the head to the left, away from the bent legs. Soft, smooth inhalations and exhalations, guiding the movement, guiding the depth. Try to make sure that the femur bones still feel that they're coming into the hips, particularly the bottom one, the right one. Keep pulling the hands away from each other. And preparing to come back up to the middle, taking a moment here to just make sure that you haven't traveled, that your hands are connecting to their purpose, pulling the mat away from each other, and then inhale and exhale the knees to the left elbow. Inhale and exhale, turn and twist to the right. Rolling the abdomen from the left to the right, feeling the trunk follow. The arms purposeful, helping us to turn, to twist, the head turning as well. Observing the breath and being guided through the breath, through those layers, into deeper and deeper connection of twistingness. And coming back up to the middle, and exhale, releasing the feet to the floor and releasing the hands. We can take the strap off now and come and lie down normally on our mat, so to speak. Supta Garuda, great for the knees and the ankle joints. So you're moving the feet a little bit away from you, but the feet are parallel. Lifting the right leg up and crossing the right knee over the left. And then trying to wind that right foot behind the left calf. Extending the arms out to the side, moving the feet further away from you. So there's length in the legs, even though they're bent and hooked one over the other. Inhale. And exhale the legs to the left. Inhale. And exhale, turning and twisting to the right. allowing the exhale to guide the twistingness, letting its powers of dissolving tension help you to release any kind of residual tension in the gut and the abdomen and the organs, so that more and more everything is yielding, turning, twisting to the right. And then bringing the legs back up and uncrossing and being in the neutral zone. Preparing to change sides. So lifting the left leg up, hooking over the knee, and then seeing if we can wind that foot around behind the calf. And moving now the feet a little further away from the hips so there's more length in the legs. And we're ready with the exhale. So inhaling first. And with the exhale, bringing the legs to the right. Inhale. And with the next exhale, turn and twist the trunk to the left. Let each cycle bring you deeper and deeper into that letting go-ness that increases our ability to twist, to open, to be soft in the abdominal cavity. And then bringing the legs back up and uncrossing and being in that neutral zone. Soft, smooth inhalation, soft, smooth exhalation. Okay, we're rolling over, coming to sit up. And we're going to release the front of our thighs a little bit in Ardha Virasana. These areas that get really congested and end up also affecting lower back and hips. So one leg at a time, taking any support you need, i.e. if you need to sit on a block or some cushions or blankets to make it more accessible, take them. So we come to the front of the mat and we're going to bring our right leg into Virasana, which means this. And then you want to really move the weight onto the left hip so you can get your fingertips right behind the right knee and pull the calf down towards the heel and then out to the side. And then coming to sit back in and making sure that as much as possible you're right on the front of this foot. Now this is where you're going to know, oh, I need a blanket because my knees or my thighs are too tight. Taking what you need. We're going to come down to Supta Ardha Virasana, stage by stage. As we come down, the first thing we do is we lift the buttocks and we tilt the pelvis so the buttocks are going towards the front of the mat. Coming onto the elbows. Soft, smooth inhalations. Soft, smooth exhalations. If you can come down further, first of all, press into the elbows, lift the buttocks, and one more time, tilt the pelvis. And the moment you tilt, you can feel that it's asking more of the front thigh, because it won't let the lower back take the pose for you. And seeing if we can come down all the way, or on some blankets or bolsters. And if you are lying down, Bring the arms above and hold on to the elbows with your hands. With the inhale, pull the elbow tips back to the wall behind you so that you're lengthening the arms and the armpits and the ribs underneath the armpits. Feeling that broadness, that length come with each inhale and keeping it as we exhale. And now switching the emphasis to the exhalation, and on the exhale, we're going to exhale into that right front thigh and press it down to the thigh bone and towards the front of the mat. Here we go. And then bringing our hands, our arms to the side of the body, preparing to come up, pressing into the elbows, lifting up, tilting the pelvis again, coming up onto the hands, and slowly coming out with a little pause here to stretch out the front foot, and then releasing. Changing sides, Ardha Virasana on the left. So the same action where our fingertips go behind the knee and we pull the calf back and out. And then we're sitting, pulling that foot in so we're right on the front of the foot. Taking whatever supports we need, and it can change from side to side. We're going to try and come down to our elbows, lifting the pelvis, tilting it, and then placing ourselves down, breathing, absorbing that. And then seeing if we could come down lower or on some blankets or a bolster to bring the floor up to you. Making sure that the pelvis is still tilting as much as possible. It gets harder when we're lying down. And then bring the arms up and holding onto the elbows with our hands. Soft, smooth inhalations and exhalations. And now when we were on the other side, we focused on the inhale a bit, really getting that length, putting the elbow tips back, feeling the side ribs, the armpits lengthen and broaden. And on the exhale, we were pushing the front thigh to the bone. We're going to combine that so that each part of the breath is doing something different at the same time. So inhale, lengthen, pull the elbow tips back, get that broadness, hold it, and exhale, press the front thigh down. Few more breath cycles, really getting clarity in those actions, keeping the face soft. And then uncrossing the arms, bringing the arms to the side of the body, pressing into the elbows to lift up halfway, re-tilt the pelvis, and coming up all the way, pressing into the hands, the front foot, to lift the hips up, coming out, and just pausing right there on the front of the foot, pressing down. And exhaling and releasing. And now we're going to take a block and maybe a blanket and lie down with the block underneath our shoulder blades so that it's pressing the shoulder blades up, so that as we're lying, we're bringing malleability to the upper back, which often does the opposite as we age. It becomes a C shape. So we want to get it, come back in, and we're opening the lungs, the heart, and the sternum plate, the spiritual heart. So gathering that equipment, and let's meet back here on the mat. So the block right here, where your shoulder blades would be, and just have a blanket on the side, so you might decide you want it once you try it out for yourself. Lie down onto the elbows first. You can adjust with your hands the block from there. And make sure to tilt the pelvis so that when you come to actual lying down, you're not arching from the lower back. And that's obviously the tendency of most of us. So you can see we're lying back here. And if you're feeling very uncomfortable on the head or the neck area, you're going to come back up and take that blanket so that you have some support. Lie back down, tilt the pelvis, straighten the legs, Supta legs, keeping the inner feet lined up, so keeping presence there. Coming back, making sure the block is on the shoulder blades, and then adjusting those shoulder blades. So putting our hands on the front shoulders right here, and you move your weight to the left and the right shoulder blade lifts off the block like this. And then you roll the front of that shoulder back, and at the same time, you press the shoulder blade up. So try it. And then holding that, you come back down onto the block and you'll feel a new shape here. So we need to do the same with the left. So we bring our weight to the right, we lift the left shoulder blade up, the hand on the front shoulder encourages us to roll it back as the shoulder blade presses up. Once again. And then coming back down. Now make sure you have an arch to your lower back, so press into the heels and move the buttocks towards the heels. And then bring the arms above, holding on to the elbows. Soft, smooth inhalations and soft, smooth exhalations. Keep the heels firm, keep the front thighs pressing down. Keep the buttocks and the sacrum moving towards the heels. Now with the inhale, we're going to pull the elbow tips towards the wall behind us and feel that length coming into the armpits, that broadness coming to the side ribs. And with the exhale, we're going to do two things. We're going to press the elbow tips down and press the shoulder blades up. So not arching the lower back, pressing the shoulder blades, the dorsal spine up. So here we go. Inhale, pulling with our fingertips, the skin of the elbows back to the wall, lifting and broadening the side ribs. Exhale, pressing the elbow tips down and the shoulder blades up to the sky. Softening the throat, letting as much as possible the chin come towards the throat so that the back of the neck is long. Now stretching the arms straight behind, nice and parallel. Reconnect with the inner edges of your feet, the heels pressing down, the front thighs pressing down. And then change the cross of the arms and hold on to the elbows again. And with your fingertips pulling the elbow tips back with the inhale, the side ribs lifting and broadening. And with the exhale, pushing the elbow tips down as we press the shoulder blades up. Keep the heels firm, the front thighs pressing down. And then uncrossing the arms. Bringing the hands to the side of the body. To come out, we're just going to roll over to the right. Just rolling over. And moving the block. If you have the blanket, move it back. And just coming lying down on the mat. Dvipada Supta Parivrtta Supta. Ending with absolute evenness in the legs, in the hips, and with absolute connection of the lower back to the ground, interlocking our fingers. Long, soft, smooth inhalations and exhalations. Any last tensions that you can feel in the shoulders and the throat, let those go now. Let the face be soft. Let the abdomen be soft. Bringing the feet to the ground. And we're going to take our Shavasana with our legs up against the wall, just to get that inversion aspect, unless, of course, it's your moon cycle, in which case just take Shavasana lying flat on the floor. So, a little blanket. Where's the blanket? Oh, it's all ready and waiting. Coming right into the wall. Sideways is the best way to get in, to avoid struggle. And from here, lying down and the legs up against the wall. If you're feeling any strain from tightness in the backs of the legs this close, move away. I want you to be in a place of no pain. And then letting the thighs roll open so that the roots of the thighs, the femur bones, can just relax. The hip sockets can let that gripping, that holding go. The abdomen and all of the organs inside are just melting towards the lower back. And the hips and the lower back are just melting into the ground. Arms extended diagonally away, and we just want to apply the opening of the shoulders before we close our eyes. So moving our weight onto one shoulder to lift the other one up, to roll the front of that shoulder back, and simultaneously tuck the shoulder blade up. And then the other side. And then gently, the eyelids closing ever so softly. No more effort with breath or anything, just complete letting go. Everything is passively melting towards the earth as we rest here. And now just lightly wiggling the fingers and wiggling the toes until our knees feel able to bend and our feet can slide down the wall. And then rolling over onto the right, using our hands to push ourselves back up and taking a final seat. Sukhasana. Palms together, extending our love to the universe. Loka samastaha sukhinho bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May the universe know love. May the universe know peace. And may we help all those that we come into contact with to feel the same. Om. Peace. 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 And then the hands coming back down, the eyelids opening. And welcome back. Our practice is complete. I hope you enjoyed this healing, gentle, bhakti, releasing, receiving, wind down, just being more sensitive and present and peaceful. And I hope that the rest of your day, the rest of your week, unfolds in the same way. Namaste. Take care. Hope we practice again together soon.